You won't believe that these yams were planted in sack bags about 6 months ago, and now that they are ready for harvest, they are getting 3 tubers from one bag. One yam head was planted in one bag, and now that it is ready for harvest, they are getting 3 tubers from one yam head. It's so amazing to see that yam head could have ended up in the trash, but instead it was planted, and now they have three, not one, but one, two, three yams out of that yam head. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think what happened here is that they did not only plant in sack bags, but after planting the yams in sack bags, they kept it on a bare soil. So the roots of the yam as it grew in the sack bag escaped the bag and penetrated into the soil, collecting more nutrients and giving that yam enough nutrients to grow and multiply. So let me tell you what happened. And this method of planting in sack bag sort of mimics this same method of planting in the ground directly. Of course, there are several methods that different tribes use in planting their yams in the ground. Few months ago, my garden assistant showed me their own method of planting yam in Jos. He's from Jos. I shared that video here on YouTube. I may put the link in the comment section. So seeing how big this yam turned out, I understand what happened here, or I think I have an idea of what happened here. The yam planted in sack bags mimicked the methods that my garden assistant that is from Jos showed me. This is a yam he planted few months ago directly in the ground for me. So what he did was make a heap and then placed the yam head on top and then covered lightly with soil. So because of the constant rain, the roots have had to come out once in a while, and my garden assistant have to constantly, well, just he did it twice, cover the roots with more soil and also increasing the heap. When he planted this yam, he didn't have to dig a hole as some tribes would do. He just made a heap and put the yam head on top and covered with small soil, just a little soil, and we were good to go. The three most important things to consider when planting yam is a sunny area, water, and your soil nutrient. So what the bag did was hold the soil together, so when it rained, the roots did not have to scatter, and instead it went into the ground and collected more nutrients. So what they did was just plant and forget it. They gave it direct sunlight, very important. The light has to hit the leaves of the yam. It doesn't have to hit the bag, the sack bags or the ground. As long as direct sunlight is touching the yam leaves, you're good to go. Then another thing is water. Okay, so these yams, why they planted and left it alone, because it's the rainy season, so the rain just helped them water the bags. And then the soil nutrients. Before they planted, they got topsoil and they got manure and they mixed it together and put in the sack bags before planting the yam heads. So your soil has to be very rich for you to be able to get a sizable yam. So don't forget sunlight, water, and nutrient. And this particular one had this particular set of yams that they've planted in sack bags had extra support from the soil because the roots had to dig deep into the soil, not the yam tubers. If you noticed, when they were bringing it out, the yam tubers were still secured in the bag, but the roots of the yam went deep into the bare soil they had kept the sack bags. Yams can be planted any time of the year, including November and December. So if you're just harvesting your yam this November, you can actually plant yam again. The dry season is not an excuse not to plant your yam heads or yam sets, however you are growing your yam. For the dry season, all you need is constant water. You already have sunlight, which is going to be more than enough, especially this dry season. So now is the best time to plant your yams. Just provide enough water for your yams. One more tip for planting yam during the dry season is to mulch your yam. Mulch the sack bags to retain moisture. Also, weeding is very important because weeds will compete for nutrients with your yam. Growing yam is not hard. Any type of yam, any variety of yam is not hard to grow. It's one of the easiest things if you know the 3 things to look out for, which I have mentioned: water, sunlight, and nutrients. And then once you include that when you're planting your yam, trust me, you're going to be good. So don't let anybody deceive you. Growing yam at home can be done easily. So if you have yam heads and you're still trashing it, just know that you're wasting tubers of yam. So plant that heads today. You could get more than 3 tubers. And if you have ground space, better for you. Just make sure the soil has a lot of nutrients. You could use chicken manure, you can use any type of manure, but just be generous with whatever nutrients that you're applying to your soil so that you can get big yam tubers in the end. Let me know if you've had this experience before where you planted one yam head and then got 3 to 4 tubers or even 2 big tubers. Let me know in the comment section. And if you also have questions, type them in the comments and I will answer. Thank you for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye.